Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character and random weapon and try to beat Danger 5 as often as possible with it. Hope you're all doing well. I will spoil the results of the previous videos momentarily, so if you haven't seen those, of course, now is your chance to go check them out without having the results spoiled. This will be video number 11, so we have a good sense of where we're at in terms of win percentage so far. So the previous 10 videos, I've won 8 of them, so we're sitting at an exactly 80% win rate. I'm hoping that we can maintain that or even raise it slightly, but given the sort of number of bad combos in this game and my overall skill level, I'm feeling pretty happy with 80%. So my goal is to just sit around there as much as possible. Alright, let's see what we get. We got the Chunky. This should be a really fun one, actually. I think there's a bunch of weapons that are going to be really good for the Chunky, and a bunch of weapons that will be really awful for the Chunky. So I believe I used spiky shields in my guide with him, so I'll re-roll if we get those. But other than that, I think pretty happy with any of these. Standouts as good are stuff like Stick, of course, is excellent on every character. Rock actually synergizes pretty well with Chunky, even though it's a pretty bad weapon normally. Standouts as bad are Shredder would probably be a little rough, just because you can't use lifesteal, so ranged weapons do suffer on this character. And Hand doesn't synergize incredibly well because of you won't be able to generate enough consumables, thanks to not actually killing enemies, in order to heal. So, let's see what we get. Alright, we got the Fist. This one should be pretty straightforward, I think. We will just be building defensive stats and offensive stats. Fist is a very good weapon overall, just like good DPS, solid knockback and everything, so this should be a pretty fun run. Let's see what we get. With Fist, you do really want to be trying to one-shot enemies, so we're going to try to... What I'm trying to do also is make it so I'm hitting multiple enemies with one attack, but with the short range of Fist, it's hard to do that. That said, we still got 57 and 1 on the ground from Wave 1, which is better than average. Usually you're looking at 54 to 56 as your sort of expected number from the first wave, but because Fist has AoE and attacks quite quickly, you can do a little better than that, which we did. I think I'm going to re-roll this. I could take luck, but I would like to just find harvesting if we can, and we did find harvesting. Let me also just remind everyone what the Chunky does, because it has a lot of different stats. So you get extra max HP, which is incredible, obviously, and bonus percentage damage for every 3 max HP you have, so any max HP we get is great. We can't use lifesteal, but heal better from consumables, and we can never affect our speed in any way. Dodge is worse, and HP regen is worse. So we're looking to heal from consumables, though we'll still probably build some HP regen, just because we're a melee character, and we mostly just want HP and armor and damage. I'm going to roll past this. I could take the Hand to give us a second unarmed weapon, but I think I'm just going to keep rolling for more Fists. Very pleased with that. Cute Monkey is an item that I'm going to lock here because having other ways to heal besides consumables is very important on this character, so stuff like Cute Monkey I think is very strong on Chunky. Keep rolling here. I'm going to roll past the duct tape even though we do want armor, but I'm really just looking to increase my damage output. Do I want to take Peaceful Bee? We would lose a melee damage, but gain some harvesting right away. One downside we do have with this build is our dodge modifications are halved, so the percent dodge that we're getting from the unarmed weapons we're using are not going to have a huge impact. But starting off with higher harvesting earlier is nice. I think I am going to lock this, but not buy it, though, because I really would like to get a third weapon. And let's see if we can lock one. Pretty unlucky on Fists, honestly. I feel like unarmed is a small enough weapon pool, we should have been able to at least lock a fourth of one. Fist scales pretty well as a weapon in general as well, so with levels, so trying to get higher levels of Fist is really important, I think. Here, very happy to just keep increasing harvesting, and there we go, we got a Fist. Now, I might pick up Peaceful Bee here, because still be able to roll another Fist, because we rolled a Fist without having to re-roll there. So I think I'm going to do that just to get our harvesting going earlier, and then I can lock this one, lock this tree as well, and we are ready for the next wave. It's possible that that was a mistake, and I should have just gone with more... just rolled harder for Fists. I guess one downside is that now we are taking multiple attacks to kill these enemies, because they have 8 HP, I think, at this level. So I did, because I reduced my melee damage by 1, kind of cripple my damage output a little bit. So yeah, I think that Peaceful Bee was a mistake, and I should have waited to buy it until later on. I'm going to recycle this. We'll never be doing... I guess we might do explosive damage if we roll a Power Fist later on, but I'm going to recycle it for now. We have two options that are both halved, so we could take 3% dodge or 1.5% regeneration. Dodge does get better the more of it you have, of course, but I think I'm actually just going to take melee damage because I want to repair my melee damage after reducing it. And here I'll just take some armor, I think. Maybe we can do better, actually. I'm going to reroll this. And here I will take max HP or melee damage. I think I'll take flat damage. We'll get plenty of max HP, both from buying it and also because the amount that we get from leveling up is increased as well. So I don't feel like you really need to go out of your way to buy HP on this character. It's more important that we get our damage online. And because we will have high percentage damage, any flat damage we get is increased as well. Here I'm going to just buy these out, which is really nice, and then roll. I'm going to lock this little frog. It does cost us 2.5% dodge, but still very nice to be able to get our harvesting to 21 or over 21 at this point in the game. Do I want to just buy the plant here? I probably do. It's only going to be 1 regen, but it's still, I think, really solid at this point. Do I want crit chance? So Fists only crit for 1.5x, so crit is worse on this character than on other characters. And I think I'd rather just make sure I'm getting my economy and my weapon set online than buy sort of more luxury items like that. Now we're hitting for 12, so we're in a much better shape in terms of wave clearing. Still takes us 2 attacks to kill the basic aliens, but it would be, I think, taking us 3 if I hadn't done that. Focused on buying damage. I will say I'll be a little embarrassed if I lose this one, probably, which is not to say it's impossible or anything, but this should be, I think, a relatively straightforward run. I'll take harvesting here. I want all of these, of course, but it's only wave 4, so getting more harvesting going is really nice, and we will buy even more harvesting. I don't have the percent damage or luck to want to buy baby elephants yet, and we just have more important things to buy. So I'm going to roll and buy this fist, lock this metal. Metal, normally, one of the best things it gives you is the speed, but it's still, I think, really good to increase our HP, damage, and armor. And then Fist actually does benefit reasonably from range. Baby Gecko is a neat combination with Cute Monkey because it pulls in materials and then heals you. So I think I'll speculatively take a Baby Gecko. It's not an item I love buying early, usually, because it's kind of a luxury item. It doesn't give you any actual stats. But because Fist is such a short-range weapon, it actually benefits pretty well from increasing your range, I think. And because we already have a Cute Monkey and want to buy more stuff like that, I think Baby Gecko has some synergy with this build. One thing to keep in mind on Chunky is that you have the pickup tag, so stuff that cares about picking up materials and consumables, which is one of the best tags in the game because it includes bag, recycling machine, I think not recycling machine, metal detector, really premium items like that. So Chunky does get that advantage as a character. As I said, video on character tags will be coming soon, I think, so keep an eye out for that one. Here I'm going to reroll. I think we can do better. I do want to increase my luck, because we need luck to generate... Wow, we're really not rolling higher level ups, but I guess I have 0 luck. I need luck to generate consumables. Gonna reroll this as well. I don't really want 5% crit chance. Okay, do I want 4 HP regeneration, which gets halved to 2, 2 armor, or 10 luck? I think at this point in the game I'm gonna take the 10 luck. Really happy with this. Great shop for us, which we will buy all of. Can I afford that? Not quite, right? Oh no, exactly. Cool. And then obviously very happy to buy coffee. I'm going to keep buying plants, even though they're only 1 regeneration. I think this will actually bring us up to 3, which isn't terrible, and adding just a little more incidental healing so we're not relying entirely on consumable healing is something I value on this character. Especially because we didn't find as much luck early as we might like. I do want to take a second to thank everyone who's been watching all the Brotato stuff, and just for being like a really friendly and kind community as well. It's been really great. Have enjoyed that, and appreciate everyone watching and commenting and everything. Alright, let me grab this health. Healing from consumables, so we already have some, but more is better, of course. So I'll take weird food. It does mean that we're not going to build up our dodge, because I've already taken a few things that decrease dodge, but we weren't easily going to build up our dodge with only getting half value anyways. Oh, Plasma Sledgehammer. That's such a cool item. I don't... Let's see. Is there any way I can justify taking the Plasma Sledgehammer here? It's 150% melee scaling, and it's just very cool. I'm going to take it. It's my series, and I'll do what I want, is how I'm going to justify this one. You so rarely get to play with that item in a circumstance where it is actually the right thing to pick. So I think I'm pretty happy just picking it up here. Because it's very short range, but that doesn't really matter to us because we're using... So when combined with most other melee weapons, it won't actually get to hit. But that doesn't really matter to us because we're using fists, so we're very short range anyways. Okay, need to stop taking damage because I could die here if I'm not too careful, but did manage to pick up a bunch of extra stuff right at the end there. I'll take 3 armor. That's going to really help our survivability getting into the middle of enemies. And then here I'm going to take attack speed. I want damage as well, but attack speed is really important to us. And let's combine and buy the Plasma Sledgehammer just because it's really fun. I almost bought Terrified Onion out of Reflex, but we can't affect our speed at all. I'm going to throw in 1 reroll here, and that's great. We get to buy Tree. Tree is another item that is pickup tagged as well as consumable healing, so those are both really top-tier items that you get from this character more frequently than other characters. Yeah, so you can see that the issue with Plasma Sledgehammer as a weapon is that it's very short-ranged, but because we're fists, we actually are getting to hit stuff with it. It's not even going to out-damage my fists by that much, I don't think, even though it's level 3 and they're level 2 or 1. But with 150% melee scaling, that's very nice as well, of course. Oh, took a lot of damage there. One other advantage that the Plasma Sledgehammer has is that it has an arc swing rather than a straight forward and back swing like the fists do, or like spears or whatever. And arcs are generally much better because you're going to be able to hit more enemies with them. I'll take the coupon here, of course. And yeah, I'll take bait. Increasing our percentage damage will be very nice as well. Take this metal as well, of course. And then I'll just take 15 luck here. That's going to be great. Let's take a look at our damage. So this did 2,700 and this did 12. So it's just about doubling the fists. Maybe a little more than doubling. Of course, the fists have a little ways to go to catch up as well. Take the Lucky Charm and the Lemonade. It does decrease our melee damage, but still very good to grab those things. And I'm going to, I think, take the leveled up fist and lock this leather vest. We want both, of course, but this will help us wave clear better. One thing that I could have done as a small optimization there, which is worth thinking about, is try to avoid attacking with my Plasma Sledgehammer. So by that I mean if I had moved so that I was on the top left of enemies instead of, or the top right of enemies instead of the bottom left of them, I wouldn't have attacked with the Plasma Sledgehammer at the start, and then would have had its attack off cooldown when all the little bait aliens spawned. And then I could have used that to much more quickly clear the lampreys. It can be worth thinking about which weapons you want to attack at which times. It's a pretty narrow use case, of course, but in that situation, it would have saved me some damage. Kind of regretting not taking the explosion damage since we got this, and since we'll take any power fists and stuff like that we see. Really great crate drops also this round. So I'll take this. It does decrease our HP more than normal for another character, but the melee damage is just really nice since we have so little. Similarly, we'll take Hedgehog. I'm going to recycle the boxing glove. Actually, maybe I take this just because it's half a regeneration with Fairy. If I happen to find a Fairy, is that worth 8 materials? I think that is worth 8 materials. So I'm going to take the boxing glove just on the strength of that. 2 armor or 4.5% dodge. I'll just take the armor. Take more luck here. I wouldn't mind taking some more regen, but the more luck we hit, luck is also a healing stat for us since our consumable heal is so high. I'll take this and boost our armor up to almost 10, which is awesome. Upgrade that. Combine and upgrade that. Roll. And we'll take this and roll. Clover, also excellent. Take the recycling machine first, and then, yeah, we can take Clover as well. Let's roll again. And nothing here. I'm still not going to build elemental damage for this, because it can scale just as well with melee damage. And melee damage costs you half as much as elemental damage. So while I'll take elemental damage if it's free to improve our Plasma Sledgehammer, it's not significantly better than melee damage. Let's actually check the damage stats. So yeah, it's actually fallen behind the level 3 fist. It's actually not doing any better. That's interesting. 20-20 damage on the Sledgehammer and 24-28 on the fist. 20-20 damage is a good name for a phenomenon that we all experienced. Let's keep breaking these trees. That was funny. I don't know if how that came through in the recording, but on my end, the explosion sound from the Plasma Sledgehammer was incredibly delayed once. It's back to being timed correctly, but just a couple seconds ago in the recording, it showed up really, really delayed. Curious if it had the same sound delay in the recording. That was something that was really frustrating me in my early videos, was the delayed sound, so I'm glad I got that fixed. Yeah, I'll keep taking this. I mean, we want more max HP, of course, because we're the chunky, but the more armor and dodge we have, the better. And our harvesting is really good, actually, so Crown should give us a decent amount of money. Let me take some more attack speed here, I think. And then, great, alien magic, basically the best thing we could find at this point. Obviously, losing 8 luck is mildly painful, but 8 HP is a ton of HP. 1.5 regeneration is nice. This also gives us a couple points in percentage damage, which is great. Let me roll. I guess it's actually 10 HP, not just 8 as well. One thing to consider on this character is you can actually take Alien Worm, because consumables healing for 11 isn't that much better than consumables healing for 10. So I'm going to actually take Alien Worm because it gives us not quite 4 HP and some regeneration at this point for only a small downside. Because we have so much consumable healing, and at a certain point your consumables, they're healing for 10, they're going to heal all your damage anyways, so you can actually benefit from taking stuff like this. Another item that this character gets to buy that other characters don't, I may actually even have rolled past one of these by habit, is padding. Since we can't lose speed, this is just 3 HP for no downside. Plus, potentially more if you happen to be holding materials, though you usually won't. Let's take the Rip and Tear for sure. Actually, I'm going to take the Black Belt, because I'd want to build melee damage, and this way, this will give us a little more XP gain, and then we'll lock Rip and Tear. Do I want Gambling Token? 4% dodge for -1 armor and 123 materials. I think I'll pass on that. Obviously, we could continue to try building up dodge, but I think realistically we're just not going to reach a point where the dodge is high enough. And I'd rather just focus on keeping my armor and HP high in terms of defensive stats. You can see there, like, I took a hit, but the consumable heals up all the damage we take anyways. So even though I reduced my consumable healing a bit, it didn't have any effect in those spots. And of course I've got so many on the ground now thanks to our very high luck that the individual ones healing 10 is plenty. So while I will be the first to say never ever take, I don't even remember the name of it, the one that reduces your consumable heal but gives you HP and regen, on this character specifically, with the amount of consumable healing that we've found, it can be justified. I'll just recycle this, we're not going to get any burning, and I'll take Spicy Sauce as well. Really missing that explosion damage, would have loved to have more of that. And then here, I'm just going to take flat melee damage. 9 HP would be good, but we've actually got decent HP, and the flat melee damage being multiplied is more important to me. Here, I'm just going to take 12% damage. Just increasing my damage output is, I think, the thing we need the most of. Take the Rip and Tear. We do lose quite a lot of harvesting for that, but it's still going to give us quite a lot more wave clear. Take the Dangerous Bunny. Do I want this Garden? It's very good for us, of course, but it's also very expensive. I think I'll take it. I think one of the ways that we lose this game is if I just take a bunch of hits and don't have any consumables to heal myself. So I'm going to take that. Shackles is another one that's pretty good. We don't care about capping our speed because it's already capped. So I'm going to grab that. Do I want Peacock? I think not. We're not going to level up that much at this point. And while you can consider Peacock, I think, on this character, because levels are more valuable for this character than other characters, since you get 1.25 HP per level instead of 1. Buying XP gain on this character is a little more valuable than on other characters. It's expensive and a little risky still. 4 HP regen, and we start waves with half HP. I think that's still okay. We can heal that up pretty quickly with consumables. And then I'll lock the baby gecko and the tractor. Our weapon range is actually pretty good now. Don't need Blood Leech, so I'm going to pass on that. But yeah, because we have the Garden, we start with a consumable on the ground, so starting at half HP is not really a downside. Sad Tomato on this character, of course, is not ideal, but especially because we have Garden, I think it's pretty good in this build. Honestly, Fists on Chunky have felt like, obviously we have the Plasma Sledgehammer, which is doing some, but like you saw in that one wave, it's not even that far ahead or even sometimes behind the Fists. I'll check the damage after this wave if I remember. Fists on Chunky actually feel really good, just because Fists is such a good weapon and you get all your damage and stuff for free. This just feels like a very solid build. More attack speed? Sure. I mean, as we increase our range, we need more attack speed to attack the same speed, but we're not using lifesteal, of course, and just some more attack speed is nice. Do I want the hunting trophy? I don't think we'll ever build enough crit chance that this will pay for itself. On the other hand, I do just like hunting trophy, so I think I'm going to recycle it. I was considering taking it and trying to build crit chance just for fun, but well, here we go. We got the sunglasses, which I still am going to take. Getting our crit over 0% is fine. Obviously, we don't need Sharp Bullet here. 20% attack speed is excellent, of course. Now I kind of wish I had the... If I'd known we were going to get the sunglasses, I would have definitely taken the hunting trophy, but I think it was probably correct not to. This is one of the best items possible for this character, of course. And then Alien Eyes is also going to be really good. We'll typically have high HP. We've actually not had... Our HP is not actually that high at this point on this character, because I've taken a couple things that reduce it, but as we get into the late game, our HP will continue to increase. I would buy the Garden again, but I'm not going to lock it here, so I think we're just going to go to the next wave. I guess actually, now that I have the Alien Eyes, I probably should just have the Sharp Bullet. Something that I need to think about more in my play, I think, and you may as well, is what items should I take in case I get certain items that I know I will take if I see them. So like one thing I've been trying to do is think about buying more unique items in case we get Fairy, because sometimes it can be worth spending a couple materials on a speculative level 1 item just to increase the value of Fairy, since you'll buy it on just about every character that can. I think that's something similar to be said for things like Sharp Bullet. You know, if I know I'm going to take Alien Eyes if I see them, then maybe I should just pick up Sharp Bullet because the downsides are minor. Yeah, I'll keep taking percent damage. That's great. Percent damage is actually the thing we're missing the most of to increase our damage output. And for minus 10% damage compared to the 5% of Sharp Bullet, I still don't think it's going to be worth taking Bandana here. I'd rather just have 100 materials. Sharp Bullet is maybe more worth taking just because it was cheap, but this one I don't think is as good. I'll take 16% damage. It's a level 4 upgrade, and it's a big boost to our damage output. More armor and at no downside because we can't lose speed. Awesome. Let me reroll past this. I don't think we need Medical Turret at this point. Our healing is good enough. I will take Coffee, and I'll take the improved tools as well. This will increase the number of fruits our garden generates, as well as just giving us a bunch of attack speed. And then, yeah, we don't have a lot of dodge, but this also makes buying dodge more valuable for us. So even with dodge being half as valuable, taking Retromation's Hoodie means we'll get attack speed from it as well. And of course, attack speed is incredible on this character. We are back down to like pretty much neutral range. That's okay though. My Alien Eyes kind of betrayed me there and made us spawn some summons that I wasn't intending to, because it killed the slug. Try to stand near the slugs when you kill them, so you can kill the summons immediately. But not directly on the summon, because what that does... So if you stand directly on a red X, this is something I've actually said incorrectly in previous videos, but if you stand directly on a spawning X, what happens is that the enemy actually spawns just somewhere else on the map. It doesn't completely remove the spawn. I used to think it did, but I have learned since that that's not how it works. And in this case, it's really bad to spawn these summons across the map from you, because then they have more time to start running around putting up projectiles. Garden for free I'll take, or not free, but at discount, because we found it. And then here, for example, I can just take this dodge. This is also worth a bunch of attack speed. Let's keep rolling. Max HP and luck. Excellent take for us on the panda here. And we get the fist, and we get the blindfold. Get to roll again. Lock this fist. Ooh, another plasma sledgehammer. I mean, I was expecting these to be power fists, not plasma sledgehammers, but I'll take them. Padding still isn't efficient enough to lock, but even though we can buy it on this character, but it's still only 3 max HP, so I'm not going to lock it. Or I guess 3.75. Oops. Stepped into a bunch of damage from that elite, so I need to be a little more careful. So with this elite, you just want to walk around it in a circle, and then when it's about to charge, you want to stand behind it, because it throws its slashes out along the direction of its charge. So if you stand behind it, then you have to dodge many fewer slashes. This is a relatively consistent elite. I think this is one of the easier ones to fight. Because it doesn't charge towards you, it just charges in a direction, so you can just get behind it, and then you know that you're safe. I should remember that elite fight, because I think that was a very clean demo of how to fight that guy, and I've been looking for those. If you have seen any... Ooh, do I want Weird Ghost? Yeah, I probably do. We've got 12 regeneration and a fruit on the ground. I'll take the Weird Ghost. Here, I'm just going to recycle that, though. Let me take more damage. But if you remember any fights, or happen to be watching one of my other videos and see an elite fight that you think looks particularly good, if you could leave a comment on that video with a timestamp, that would be super helpful to me, because I'm trying to put together a list of elite fights, one for each elite, so I can do a video on how to fight each elite effectively. Actually, was I supposed to combine the sledgehammer or the fists? Fists level up really well. I don't actually know what a level 4 sledgehammer does. Also, notice that the sledgehammer is quite behind the fist damage. That's kind of interesting. So I think what I'm going to do actually is go to a level 4 sledgehammer. Because I don't know if I've ever had a level 4 sledgehammer in my inventory before, so that's kind of fun. Let me still buy acid, even though we do lose a little attack speed and dodge from it. Just the bonus damage is so nice. And then I'm going to go to a level 4 fist, buy the level 1, and roll. We don't have any elemental damage, so I'm not going to buy stuff like Thunder Sword. On the other hand, Spicy Sauce I think is worth locking, because it's the same amount of HP as Padding for slightly less money, but also gives us the explosion damage, which is just fun. Oh, I almost walked directly into those enemies and died immediately, because I totally forgot I had bought Weird Ghost. That's the real danger of Weird Ghost, is if you have a long shopping trip where you're talking about stuff, especially if you happen to be streaming the game, you can forget you've bought it, walk into an enemy and die. But we're back to full health now. Ooh, let me get this guy. Come on. Yeah. Very curious what the damage output comparison is going to be from the level 4 Plasma Sledgehammer. It's also very interesting to me that even with the explosion, the Plasma Sledgehammer is not outpacing fist damage on an on-level weapon. You would... I mean, my assumption would have been that it would, but I think Plasma Sledgehammer might just not be a very good weapon. Do I want to go down to 9 healing for another alien worm? I think 10 is kind of the minimum that I want to sit at, so I'm going to recycle that. We'll take the alien eyes, though. Yeah, I'll just keep taking attack speed, as long as they keep offering me level 4 attack speed. And then 8% damage, seems good. Leveling up a fist here. Oh wait, before I do that, let's check the damage comparison. 8k, 7k. Okay, so the level 4 Sledgehammer is ahead of the level 4 fist, but only barely. Keep buying all this stuff. Do I want this missile? I think not, actually. It's expensive, and I'd rather just roll into a weapon that's better for us. Keep rolling. Will fertilizer pay for itself? It probably won't. Snail has no downside, of course, on this character, so that's really nice. I would buy the mushroom, but I'm not going to lock it. Check out the number of alien eyes projectiles we've got. Alien eyes is a pretty medium item, typically, even with the health boost from Chunky. But it adds a fun dimension to this character, so I like buying it. Yeah, basically the video that I want to work on is to demonstrate a clean fight for each elite and sort of like the best way to approach fighting each of them, because a lot of people have asked for that, and I think it would be very helpful, but I just need to find good instances of those fights. So if you happen to see one, tag it for me, please. Alright, let's buy this metal plate, keep boosting my armor, buy schmoop. Keep rolling. Oh, hey, it's a bag. So we are more likely to find these, but haven't so far. That said, this is a great shop. I'm going to buy the little muscly dude over the bag, because I don't think we really need more money, and I just want to make sure I've got the damage to clear that guy. Extra stomach, well, it's a little late, because we're only going to get 10 HP out of it, but 10 HP is still pretty good, so I'll take it. Like, would I spend 200 on an item that just gave me 10 HP? Yeah, I would. So, it's just worth doing. Alright, here, we took a lot of extra damage, but I had a bunch of consumables on the ground, so very happy there. Got to take that fight near some trees and my garden. Come back here. No, come back. Alright, got that guy. Yeah, I think the plasma hammer just sometimes has a delayed explosion sound. I don't think it's the sound from picking up consumables. I think the plasma hammer just has some weird lag on the explosion sometimes. That's really funny. Obviously very happy to grab a potato here. It's just a great item. Recycle that, of course, and recycle this. I guess I could have taken that because it has no downside and gives me elemental damage, so maybe it was right to take that. Here I'll just take max HP, I think. And then I could buy some crit chance. Crit chance at this point is one of the better ways to increase my damage, so I think I will pick it up. Let's buy all of these. I guess bag is kind of useless, so maybe I shouldn't have bought it. I think it will probably pay for itself. If I find 4 crates, it'll pay for itself. But it's not going to be as good as it usually is, so I probably should not have wasted a lock slot on that. Again, just habit. I'll buy this because that gets our elemental damage positive, so it will scale the damage on the plasma sledge a little bit, and then also gives us some crit chance. And then here, buy this and this. Do I need to lock more armor? I think we're good. Yeah, I was thinking the delayed explosion sound might have been from stepping on a consumable, but I think the plasma sledgehammer just has a delayed explosion sound. Okay, that one was on time. That one didn't go off at all. Yeah, that one was definitely delayed. Alright. Well, if you're watching Brotato devs, got a little audio glitch. You can tell I think this run is won because I'm standing still trying to isolate the source of audio delay rather than worrying about where I'm standing. Oh, nice. More alien eyes? That's going to be so many alien eyes. Sure, I'll just take some dodge and by extension more attack speed. Hey, here's our explosion damage. Looking good. Let's take none of these. Let's roll. I'll take this and this for sure. And then, we don't get our exoskeleton right at the end. That would have been nice. Just more armor and crit chance, but I guess it costs us. We don't get the speed, which is one of the big benefits of that. Let's roll and see what else we could have gotten. Oh, another plasma sledgehammer. Upgraded fist. Alright, so here's the build. We've got 12,000 from this one and 9,000 from these. So the sledgehammer ended up being slightly better in terms of damage. We've gained 10 HP from the extra stomach. Let's go to wave 20. Want to stand, like, basically in those guys when your alien eyes are going to go off so that they all hit the bosses, ideally. Taking a lot of damage here just because I have to stand really close to them and because I'm getting a little lazy about my dodging, to be honest. But we've got the massive consumable heal that's keeping us alive, no problem. Come back. Alright, there we go. So, in the end, we ended up doing 7,000 and then 11,000. So, versus elites and bosses, of course, the fist is better just because of its faster attack. Lots of great items. 5 alien eyes, which is really fun, which ended up doing 90,000 damage over the course of the game. This damage dealt statistic shows you the total damage for that item, not the damage per wave. So, but that means it did about 9 waves worth of a weapon's damage. Not an amazing return on the amount we spent on it, but worth picking up. Overall, this was a really fun build, and I actually highly recommend this build if you want to get a win on the Chunky, and my Spike Shield build, for whatever reason, isn't working for you. This was a very clean win, felt very easy to me, honestly. Just because Fist is such a powerful weapon. Definitely one of the best weapons. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and as always, please feel free to leave a comment, subscribe to my channel for more of this and other strategy game content, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers, folks. GG.